This video brought to you by my YouTube members and patrons. Thank you guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. And today we are going to be returning to r/menwritingwomen, a subreddit dedicated to truly the best, most golden moments of literature. Very quickly before we begin, I just wanted to say I am so sorry if I am like all over the place in today's video. It is really hot and humid today. Like, I feel like I'm in soup, and I woke up so late today, and yet I am still so tired. So I'm having a day today. So apologies if I'm all over the place. Also, very quickly before we begin, YouTube members and patrons, you guys get an extra video every single week. That's for as low as £1 a month if anybody is considering it. After an intro like that, I don't know why you would be. Let's get into the subreddit, shall we? You should face these fears, said Veronica, who had read it somewhere. Fowler repressed a slight irritation. There were times when he had felt an impulse to slap Veronica across the chops, but her gorgeousness entirely outweighed any weakness she might have in other directions. They really just said he would absolutely beat the shit out of Veronica if she wasn't so damn sexy. Wow, man, what truly incredible writing this author has. Amazing, 10 out of 10. Then she came along, a woman who, even in the dim light cast by the street lamp a half block away, was stunning. Her movements were a study in fluid locomotion and the dynamics of kinetic science. Her breasts were two living, separate animals, hunching against the fabric of her white blouse like horny rabbits. Her stomach seemed to undulate in the throes of orgasm, even as she walked. Her thighs smacked together like giant lips, slurping up every last ounce of man's seed like a hungry $2 whore. Ugh. She wore black checked slacks, no panty lines. The puff of her bush protruded beneath the fabric. She had 5-inch black heels on. What did I just read? What did I just read? What? Huh? Who? These descriptions were so vivid and yet so nothing. They meant nothing. What does her breasts were like two living animals, horny rabbits? How is that a breast description? Her stomach seemed to undulate in the throes of orgasm even as she worked. What does that mean? How am I supposed to read this and have an image of someone? All I'm seeing is someone with breasts that are like vibrating and moving and trying to force themselves out of a shirt. I'm seeing a stomach rippling and constricting and moving. I'm seeing a monster. I'm not seeing a human described here. I'm seeing like the creature from the movie The Substance, you know? I haven't had a human described to me here. What? It was Ilse, in green shorts and matching halter. Her feet were bare, her face without makeup, and puffy with sleep. Her hair was yanked back in a ponytail, the way she'd worn it when she was 11. And if not for the fullness of her breasts, she could have passed for that 11-year-old. So this is becoming a recurring theme in this subreddit. This is another Stephen King book. Yep, this guy is describing his daughter in said Stephen King book. Yep, yeah, the way Stephen King describes women is a bit fucking weird, isn't it? God, just that's not how you describe a woman, especially your own daughter. If not for the fullness of her breasts, she could have passed for an 11-year-old. That's a fucking weird thing to say. That's weird. Why does Stephen King keep doing this? So now we have, on the flip side of that, this is Terry Pratchett writing women right, doing it right, because Terry Pratchett is a great author. In fact, the hero, even at this moment, galloping towards the vortex planes, didn't get involved in this kind of argument because they didn't take it seriously, but mainly because this particular hero was a heroine, a red-headed one. Now, there is a tendency at a point like this to look over one's shoulder at the cover artist and start going on at length about leather, thigh boots, and naked blades. Words like full, round, and pert creep into the narrative until the writer has to go and have a cold shower and lie down. Which is all rather silly, because any woman setting out to make a living by the sword isn't about to go around looking like something off the cover of the more advanced kind of lingerie catalogue for the specialized buyer. Oh well, alright. The point that must be made is that although Helena the henna-haired harridan would look quite stunning after a good bath, a heavy-duty manicure, and the pick of the leather racks in Wu Hunling's Oriental Exotica and martial aids on Hero Street, She was currently quite sensibly dressed in light chainmail, soft boots, and a short sword. Alright, maybe the boots were leather, but not black. Riding with her were a number of swarthy men that will certainly be killed before too long anyway, so a description is probably not essential. There was also nothing pert about any of them. Look, they can wear leather if you like. I love, these are the best description because it's accurate, you know? A heroine in a story who's going out and fighting and killing and is living in a medieval era fantasy world where she is required to fight and of course she's not gonna wear like stupid skimpy clothes, you know? If she's wearing armor, she's not gonna be wearing like boob armor and crotch armor and nothing else. She's gonna be wearing full body armor. Like in this, she's wearing chainmail across her whole body, which is pretty accurate to, you know, medieval armor. I do like though that he was like, look, the guys, they can be wearing leather if you want. I love that that's the response. It's like, no, she's not wearing leather armor, but the guys, they can be if you want. God, Terry Pratchett is truly a gift. Truly a gift. As I was going out of the library, my old clothes held in front of my crotch, I met Dame Juliana. Her bosom quivered with indignation at the mere sight of me. It had been in almost constant motion for years. Why is it always quivering? Why do bosoms always quiver? Why? Do bosoms quiver in real life? I've met a lot of women in my time. I've never seen a bosom quiver with indignation. Maybe because I've never been regarded with indignation. I don't... It's such a commonly used descriptor, and I just, no, stop it. God, it's so warm in here. I'm sweating and I'm sticky. The air is like 99% water right now. It's gross. Alani gave a deep sigh that strained her full breasts voluptuously against the fabric of her smock. Well, what now? She asked. We've been here 6 months. I think we solved the basic mystery of the place. Isn't it time we moved on? Oh, she gave a sigh that strained her full breasts voluptuously against the fabric of her smock. Again, is that a thing that happens? I'm not a woman. I don't have boobs. When you sigh, do your breasts just like strain against your shirt? I mean, I kind of have boobs. I've got breasts, you know, but when I sigh, they don't strain against my shirt because, you know, I guess I'm not that well endowed, but I just... Why do these descriptors exist? Who does this serve? This is supposed to be a horror book. Who does this descriptor serve? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add anything narratively. It doesn't add anything to the character. It's just, yeah, this woman has boobs. Cool, man. Cool. I'm gonna actually give a good book recommendation real quick because it's annoying me, quite simply. Now, this book suggestion recommendation comes with a little asterisk. I'll get to that after. But the book is called The Paradox by Daniel Hardcastle. Some of you might have heard of him. He goes by NerdCubed on YouTube. He's been a YouTuber for like a decade. Hilarious YouTuber, genuinely hilarious, amazing book. It's a sci-fi time travel book, if you hadn't guessed that from the name. Someone is grinding something outside really loud. But genuinely, really, really good book. The characters in it are all written amazingly. The main character is a woman, but she's not some vapid, like, shallow written character. She's actually great. The book's full of queer people, like, and it's all good, well written, like, actually makes sense, like, good. It's really good. Like, genuinely, it's woke as fuck. So if you like woke books, genuinely read it. The asterisk that comes with that, though, is that the publisher is Unbound, who originated as Boundless, or the other way around. It's one of the two. Anyway, basically, the company was created. It was a crowdsourced book publishing company. The Paradox got crowdsourced to get published, right? And then the company went bankrupt. They were bought out by another company. I believe Unbound or Boundless bought them out. It's one of they started off as one of the Bounds and ended as a different Bound. It's literally exactly the same company, run and employed by the same people, except because it's a new company, they're not legally obliged to hold up any of the things that they are supposed to hold up, right? So they don't have to pay the people for their books, and they're not sending out physical copies to the people that backed the books, which is super shitty. As someone who backed the book, I am insulted, not just because I'm not getting a book, but because the author that I backed this book to support is owed about 30 grand that they're not going to pay him. He's currently in a legal battle to either get his money or get the rights to his book so that he can have it published elsewhere. But if you buy the book currently through its current publisher, publisher, you won't be supporting the author at all. So I genuinely recommend this book because it's incredible, but don't buy it right now. Like I backed it, which is why I have it and read it, and it's a really frustrating situation. So if you want to support the book, honestly, go over to Nerdcubed and have a look at his channel and maybe support the channel and hold out on reading it. But it is genuinely a really, really good book. So yeah, super frustrating situation. You know, the most insulting part about that is that as someone who backs the book and should be entitled to a hardback copy of the book, they're not sending me one. The book is now on Amazon. Boundless have now published it on Amazon. You can buy a hardback copy of the book, but they're not sending those hardback copies out to the people that backed the book. It feels like it should be illegal, but apparently it's not. My mother loved the way she looked. She would strut through town on her uneven legs with her big breasts pointing the way forward, and you knew from looking at her that she figured she was just about the hottest thing going. I never came to love my tube-shaped body the way Mama loves hers, but learning to imitate that confident stride of hers was probably the single smartest thing I ever did. Yeah, this one just screams written by a man, doesn't it? There's just no way around that. No woman would ever describe herself or another woman like this. This just was absolutely written by a man. Just plain and simple, man wrote this. Disgusting. I'm not going to read all of this page, but they've highlighted the part, her small breasts quivered. Nice lines, she thought. The fucking bosom quivered again. Why? 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 Why are they doing that? Why? Why? Why do you insist on this? Stop it, please. And the final post. I watched the hot, high-breasted teenage girls walk twitchingly up the wide flight of marble stairs. What does that mean? Why are you describing teen girls as hot, high-breasted girls? And why are they walking twitchingly? What does walk twitchingly mean? Are they zombies? Are they like clickers in The Last of Us? Will they twitch and as they walk along? Like, are they undead? What does walk twitchingly mean? Are they live streaming the whole thing on Twitch? Is the whole thing being live streamed? Are they zombies live streaming as they walk? What does it mean? I don't understand. I don't understand what it means. But that's where I'm gonna end the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. Oh God, when will they learn? When will these goddamn men learn? I hope you have enjoyed this video, everybody. And if you would like to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below. Or equally, you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. But a huge, massive special thank you to all of the wonderful YouTube members and patrons that do support me. All of your names are up on screen right now, and it genuinely helps so much, and it genuinely means the world to me that you guys would support me. So thank you so much to everybody that does. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.